Good damn afternoon, Americans. Jericho Green here with you once again. Get your green gear 25% off. Promo code Jericho1, all caps, and the number 1. So, good news, everybody, especially Californians. King Newsom, Gavin Bang Your Wife Newsom, the exalted ruler of this once great state, California. He has thrown us another bone. He has given us some more scraps off of his plate. Thank you. I will avert my gaze. So, he announced today that on June 15th, when the California economy and the state is to reopen fully, that he will stop all mask mandates. There will be suggestions, but there will be no more mandates saying that you have to wear your mask here and there, except for large gatherings. What did it say? Where people of the world gather. So I'm imagining festivals and concerts and things of that nature, but you don't have to wear your mask outside and shit like that. So I only have one, which I guess it's a question. One question, one word. It's a one-word question. And that is, and? What? Are we supposed to be happy and thankful that our economy is reopening? That we don't have to wear masks unless it's a crowded area or some crazy convoluted bullshit like that? You think you did something? You think we feel safe? You think we feel confident in your ability to handle this pandemic? That's the reason you're facing a recall right now. What a coinky dink. Now we're opening the economy. Now no more mask mandates. Now that you're staring down the barrel of a fucking recall. Oh, and he wants to send out the Golden State stimulus. Oh, thank you. Thank you, sir. Thank you so much, sir. Thank you for my own tax money back. That's like taking money out of my wallet and putting it in my front pocket. And I'm supposed to be like, oh, well, thanks, man. You gave me $20. No, you didn't. That's my $20. You owe me more than that. And guess how much the payments are? $600 to $1,800. Now, some of you might be watching this from other places in the country or the world where $600 to $800 in your bank account is something crazy. But in the state of California, it is not. What, you can knock out a cell phone bill, a car payment, and a trip to Costco? If that. If you're on the lower end, if you're closer to the 600 end, how about just a cell phone bill and a trip to Costco? If you're lucky. And we're supposed to say thank you for that? We're supposed to say, oh man, I appreciate it. Do you know how much it is to live in California? I'll put a picture on my YouTube channel today under community. There's a Shell gas station in the city I live in. It's $4.75 for Supreme. Almost $5 a gallon. You know how many people drive trucks where I live because of the ag business? Shout out to my man Christian. He sent me a picture of the pump when he got done. It was over $100 to fill up. How is that? We refine the shit here. There are 2 refineries in California. We take it from the ground and turn it into gas right here. Why is it the most expensive in the country by far? And we're supposed to be thankful for these crumbs. You give us $600, $1,800, anything in between, that's an insult. If you're going to give people money, give people enough money to make a change, to make a difference. Not $600 to $1,800. That ain't shit in California. Oh, and it's because of this, and he got the money from this newfound surplus. Was it last year he was saying, oh, we're going to be short $55 billion. But now a year later, again, staring down a recall, we got a surplus. You couldn't give us a surplus before now? The $3 trillion in debt? This fool should be called Governor Can't Get Right, because he can't get shit right. That's why you're about to be booted for fucking Bruce Jenner. That's why you're about to be replaced by, yeah, baby. That's what he sounds like. You seen that ad? Now, like I said, it was a good ad and an even better message. But the packaging throws you off a little bit. That's why you're about to get booted for that. And we're supposed to forgive because you're giving us some of our own money back and you're allowing us to take these cloths off of our face? Thank you. So Californians, we've squeezed a little more generosity from our exalted ruler. We should be thankful. And, side note, speaking of California, our one-time senator of California, the one-time DA of San Fran shithole, she now has a statue, I guess you would call it, in Madame Tussauds Wax Museum. Now we got two of her fake asses in the planet. Thanks a lot, Madame Tussauds. You know, actually, as things are now, I'd probably rather have the wax statue standing in for her than the actual her. Because the statue could possibly get something done. The statue could be taken down to the border and at least stand there and look interested. And the best part, the statue does not go, gah, 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 whenever it gets nervous. And it's not going to touch your grandpa. Please. And the squad, you know, Rashida Tlaib, a.k.a. KRS-One, Ayanna Presley, Ilhan Omar, the Somali double agent, and the leader, the dumbest one of all. She loves Capri Suns, goldfish, and cannot stay in the lines when she colors Loco Cortez. Your motherfucks. Her womb is so polluted. She got my fucking baby, man. So these dumbasses, the squad, or as I call them, the four whores of the apocalypse, they all have something to say about what's going on in Israel right now. And I guess this all kicked off because of some people being expelled from the Gaza Strip. And the Palestinians didn't like it, so they start shooting rockets at Israel. Israel has the Golden Dome, and it's amazing. You should check out the footage watching their missile defense system literally shoot rockets out of the sky. Now, whether these are high quality rockets or low quality rockets, they travel fast. And to see that missile defense system shoot them out of the sky like they were skeet shooting was amazing. So, of course, when you shoot rockets at people, if they have rockets too, they're going to shoot them back. So Hamas, who is a terrorist organization, they've been deemed a terrorist organization by the United States of America. They may or may not have been deemed one by the United Nations, but then again, who gives a shit about the United Nations? They are the appendix of the world. We can do without them. So they're all pissed off. The four whores of the apocalypse are mad because Israel had the nerve to defend themselves. Let me say that again. Hamas, a terrorist organization, shoots rockets into Israel. Israel shoots some back, better might I add, because Palestine does not have a golden dome. They have more of an aluminum dome. And so these dumbasses take to Twitter and start talking shit about Israel. Now take out all the, you may not believe in giving money to Israel. Or you might believe in it. Whatever. Here's the bottom line. There's a terrorist organization, and elected officials in the United States of America are defending them and standing up for them. That is a problem. Hamas has American blood on its hands. So why in the fuck are you sitting here defending them? They're terrorists, real ones. Not like the bullshit we say about white supremacy being the #1 terrorist threat. No, these are real ones. They've killed Americans abroad. And these broads are standing up defending them. You want an extra layer? You want another scoop on this bullshit Sunday? Okay, here you go. Ilhan Omar is an immigrant. So you come here from a war-torn nation, you somehow rise through the ranks and become a congresswoman. And you have the nerve to stand up for and defend a terrorist organization that has killed Americans, the very country that has opened its arms and taken your sorry ass in. That is a special kind of slap in the face. You feel so bad about Hamas? You think they're being done so dirty? You think we should give them money the way we give Israel? Wake up, dummies. They're a terrorist organization. We don't support them. So if you're so sympathetic and empathetic to their cause and woe is them, then take your ass back to Somalia. You'll be a lot closer to Palestine than you are now in your luxurious American home. How about that? How about instead of worrying about the Palestinians taking rockets, hey, Rashida Tlaib, KRS-One, where do you represent? Oh, Detroit. Damn Palestine and Israel, why don't you worry about fucking Detroit? Those people are taking rockets too. Our version of rockets. See, in America, we don't have that problem. We don't have people shooting rockets at us. But instead, it's bullets, which are whizzing by the heads of your constituents, but you're worried about some shit going on in Palestine. Same with you, Omar. Minnesota? Oh, bummer. Minneapolis, anybody? Anybody heard of Minneapolis lately? But let's worry about Palestine, who shot the damn rockets first. Don't be surprised. If you, what was Israel supposed to do? Just say, oh, it's all good. We'll let you go. We shot him out of the sky. It's all good. No, Netanyahu said, bump that shit. You shoot rockets at us. We're coming back at you as hard as we can. And if you don't like it, then don't be shooting rockets over here. Now, the Gaza Strip and they got kicked out and they should be here. I'm not talking about that shit. I'm talking about elected American officials backing a terrorist organization who is responsible for the deaths of Americans. How do we let those two things occupy the same space at the same time? Well, you think anything's going to be done? You think Ilhan, the Somali double agent, is going to be removed? Hell no. She also presides over a place called Little Mogadishu. So there's no chance of her constituents voting her out, as long as she's up there being a mouthpiece for her imam. What a slap in the face. What a kick in the nuts. We opened our country's arms to you. We draped this warm, fuzzy, comfortable American flag over your little shivering Somali ass, and you got the nerve to support Hamas? Then go over there and work for Hamas, dummy. You think they're going to let you get on Twitter and say this stupid shit? Nope, you're a woman. How come the squad's not talking about that? Any Palestinian atrocities against women over there? Maybe. Bunch of fake dumbasses. So, here's a little something I'm going to end on that's going to make your blood go up a couple more degrees. Shout out to my man DJ. He sent me this video. I'll put a link in the description box to it. There's 4 or 5 little kids, and the oldest one must be 7, if that, maybe 8. I'm saying 6 or 7. And they're just out in the desert on the Texas-Mexico border. They were just abandoned out there. No food, no water, nothing to shade them from the sun. You know, I don't live on the border of Texas and Mexico, but I've been through there. Texas starts to warm up a little bit in May. Texas can get a little bit hot. Quick story about Texas. I'm trying to tell you a story. So when I was 12 years old, we drove from a place called Prunedale, California, all the way to Baltimore, Maryland, in our 1980-something blue Dodge van with this much AC. That's a 0. And we get through Texas. I don't remember what town it was in Texas. It took us 2 days to drive across that wide-ass state. But this was maybe July 5th or 6th. So, you know, Texas was cooking. And we pull up to this truck stop to get some drinks. And my dad puts the van in park. And, you know, the rearview mirror on the inside on the windshield, it just fell off. And the glue just melted. So these long strands of melted glue, and the windshield and the rearview mirror just fell off. I never seen it. My little California eyes had never seen anything like that. I didn't know it could get hot enough to cause the glue to fail. So that's what these kids are up against. Little warm. It's out in the middle of nowhere, not a tree, nothing. They're sitting in the dirt. And these people own a ranch there, and they have one of their workers, this lady, and she has one of the babies in her arms. Yes, a baby. A bunch of little kids just dumped in the desert. But I thought their mommy and daddy was bringing them up here for what do they say? A better life? Now, I don't know what country they came from, but I'm sure they had a better life there than sitting in the middle of the desert waiting to die of starvation and thirst. How do you do that? And even if something happened to their parents, let's say, or whoever brought them up there, let's say something happened to them and that person died and those kids were abandoned. That means you put your kids in a situation where you could die and leave them stranded in the desert. Or the coyotes, maybe coyotes just dropped them off out there. What kind of monsters are these? But the company's creating an incentive, and the government creating an incentive for them people to come here is part of the problem. If there's no people coming here, there's no one for the coyotes to pimp out and charge to get up here. There's no kids being left out there to die. A little sweat, their hair sticking to their forehead, hot as shit. Terrible. But the Border Patrol agents, those are the monsters. Those are the racists. Those are the brown shirts. These detention centers are concentration camps. Isn't that what you said, Loco Cortez? You idiot. Is that what you said? Concentration camps? Well, then what do you call leaving kids, a group of little kids out in the desert? Man, these people aren't serious. They don't give a damn about those kids. If they did, they'd choke off the incentive for them coming here. They would stop the reason for them to come here, and then they wouldn't come. If you spill some sugar on the floor and the ants show up, and if you clean up the sugar, then the ants won't come anymore because there's no reason. Anyway, it's tough to watch. I understand if you don't, but that's basically what it is. But I'll put the link in the description box. That shit is crazy. And guess what, guys? We are only 4 months in. Gas crunch? Anybody from the South? Anybody watching this from Georgia, Alabama, the South there? How is it? You guys not able to get gas? Are you able to get gas? Do you know people who weren't? Were you in the lines? Please let me know. I am on my way to pick up my beautiful baby girl from school. I'm excited. I put her to bed last night. She was talking about the story I'm going to tell her tonight. I tell her stories on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays. I don't want to do it every night. Still want her to have something to look forward to. So every night I ask her, what do you want the story to be about? She'll be like, I want it to be about these unicorns, and they live on a beach, and there's these bullies, but they fight the bullies, but they're friends at the end. And she ends up telling me like 90% of the story. And I'm like, well, why don't you just tell her story? She's like, no, okay, it's okay, Daddy, you can tell it. But she gives me all the details of what she wants in the story. I look forward to it too. So that's how I'm going to pick up. But you know how it goes. I try to be done with the left, but they just won't let me. Please subscribe. Hit that notification bell, because every time it rings, a piece of shit lefty cries. Get your Jericho Green notification tone. Link in the description box. Utilize the PayPal link and the Teespring link to get your green gear. I am Jericho Green. Man, I'm out.